ESL One New York is brought to you in part by Alienware, Microsoft, CyberPower PC, Logitech G, PaySafeCard, The Score Esports, and NVIDIA.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to ESL One New York. We're going to be broadcasting live from the ESL studios here in Cologne, Germany. This is going to be the fourth match of the day, Team NaVi versus Team Liquid. And obviously, as always, a best of one here. I'm Hugo here with Natu. How are you doing?
Still pretty good. I'm looking forward to this game. Liquid NaVi. That sounds like a bit of a blockbuster.
Yeah, definitely. After their obviously famous show matchup, and not show match, but matchup in the last Cologne major. Obviously, Liquid just knocking NaVi out in the semi-finals and securing their place in the grand finals where they lost to SK. But this is going to be a legendary matchup.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of storylines to be had here. I mean, obviously, Simple being in that particular match, being on the Liquid side of things, and he really, I guess, skyrocketed in terms of massive big tournament plays. You know, having that bit of a graffiti now, gosh, obviously in that 1-on-2 with the no scopes and whatnot. And then obviously, you know, I guess a big talking point also is for both teams the fact that with the coaching rule now being what it is, it's definitely going to be a bit of an issue. One thing for Liquid, it's going to be Peacemaker. You're not going to be able to be hands-on. Same with Starix for NaVi. He's not going to be able to be as hands-on. So let's see how that works out for them.
Yeah, and here are the lineups, of course. Simple moving, as you mentioned, from Liquid to NaVi, and actually with the detriment of Zeus leaving NaVi, and you know, obviously talking about Peacemaker and Starix not being able to obviously get involved as much. We are seeing the IGL, at least from NaVi, depart from the team with the replacement of Simple.
Now it's going to be Ceased taking the reins of in-game leading. Like I said before, the previous game, you can always teach in-game leading in a sense where, at least when it comes to picking up the specific tactics you want to do in certain rounds, and things like that. But then the mid-round calls is kind of the issue that you need to try to figure out somehow, because it always comes down to the one person that's going to be really good at taking the reins in situations, you know, how to react correctly, where to go in certain specific situations. So that's where the problems lie for, well, you could say for both teams.
Yeah, as well. You know, we obviously talked about this in the previous matchup with the departure of Daps from Optic a couple of days ago. But again, yeah, talking about Liquid, I'm not actually entirely sure on who's calling on that. I think I heard it's a bit of a mix. You know, they're all kind of
Nitro apparently is calling right now, so it's also supposed to be entry fragging. So yeah, that's an interesting dynamic. I guess you could say it's a polar opposite from someone like Happy, who's the lurking kind of in-game leader. Now you have an entry fragger. We've seen some other players be up front. I think Carrigan at one point was really up front when he was in-game leading as well. So it's not like it's super unheard of, but still, it is a very hard thing to master.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, it could be dangerous for either side because they both lost their caller, but maybe NaVi are a little more experienced in that sense, having their lineup be together a lot longer than the Liquid one.
Yeah, but still, if you look at NaVi's performance recently, the results definitely not something you'd expect. Everyone was expecting them to be just claiming trophies left and right and center and just being the world beaters, but so far, actually, you could say even the opposite.
Yeah, you know, it's annoying because when you see a player like Simple get added to a roster, you usually just think, you know, more firepower, more trophies, more wins, more everything, except losses.
From a fan, hashtag fan logic, like Thorin likes to say.
I mean, you know, it's NaVi are a good example of where adding more firepower maybe not be the answer to their problems, and they've had some tough issues recently online.
Similar from Liquid's point of view. I mean, Pimp obviously is a very skilled player, but he brings a different skill set. He tried to be an opera for Dignitas at a point earlier this year, so for some reason. Still don't understand why. But obviously, you know, being a rifler, being a very different kind of stylistically from Simple. And Simple is one of those 2% players who's like has that magical touch. He can turn things to gold basically, and just win rounds single-handedly in crucial situations. So it is a massive change for them. And Liquid hasn't really been in the limelight recently either, you know, apart from the online league. So this is the first big test for this team, and it's going to be tough for them. But something that they definitely want to have a great start to this lineup.
Yeah, and of course this is going to be probably one of the better matchups of today, but we will be going into it in just a few minutes. We're going to have a short commercial break first, and then we'll be going into the matchup between NaVi and Team Liquid. See you in a minute.
ESL One New York is brought to you in part by Alienware, Microsoft, CyberPower PC, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, The Score Esports, and NVIDIA.
God, Guardian!
Amy actually out of position as well. What a shot that was from Amy!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The match will be starting in just a few seconds. This is going to be Team NaVi versus Team Liquid. And I mean, should we go over the veto a bit? Are we doing a live veto, or are we just talking about the fact that we've already got the veto in?
I'm not really sure. I guess we're going to get confirmation on that soon as we blabber about it. But I suppose we will see it on the screen as well. So I guess we can talk about it. But I mean, I guess something we know, I guess we can always say that Cash is not going to be played for sure.
Yeah.
NaVi, obviously. And we're not going to see Overpass played, as that's not something Liquid's been playing recently. So I guess that leaves us 5 maps that we could be looking at. As we're going through there right now. We have Nuke and Mirage left, and would be daring to go into a Nuke on air, but you never know, do you? Well, turns out to be Mirage. I think this is a very, very good map. It's an interesting one for sure. Last time we saw NaVi, they lost to Tyloo at the Starladder event.
They did.
Quite surprisingly. And what a great showing that was from Tyloo. But then again, you know, NaVi, home court, everything, very disappointing.
Yeah, it seems like you don't play the Chinese teams or the Asian teams on Mirage. Tyloo seemed to have good upset potential with that. I mean, they beat both NaVi and Luminosity at Malmo on that map as well. So, yeah, always interesting. But it's going to be Mirage, an interesting map to see, a decent map between these two teams. I'm not sure if it was played actually in the semi-finals in Cologne. I know one of the maps was Cash, but I'm not too sure if Mirage was one of the picks.
I'm too old to remember that much.
Going back to old memory. Let's not even dwell on that. You know?
But this, I mean, this matchup in itself has just so many interesting points, I guess. You know, like we just talked about the whole leadership stuff. Who's going to be able to adjust here? Which of the teams are going to be the ones making the better choices? As we are about to go live here as well, so we'll get some answers rather than just speculate about it, which is always better.
Yeah, and obviously we are going to be going into the knife round, if I'm correct here, as this teams start to ready up on the server, and hopefully no lags for this one. I think we've got good connection, so that's all good. No more issues, at least. And we're going to be going into the game now. So NaVi versus Team Liquid, and the knife round is going to be starting off here.
Now, let's look at the buy from Liquid, who are starting on T side. Well, it might not be on, actually. Seems like the teams are...
No, it's knife.
Yeah, it's knife. Right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Let's see what they buy for the knife round, boys. Maybe some decoys.
Yeah, always fun. Are you allowed to, get decoy damage? I mean, it wouldn't really make any impact.
Yeah, it does 1 damage, doesn't it?
But it wouldn't affect. It wouldn't affect, a knife combo like a left, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make it 1 life less, of course. But
yeah, not in a normal situation, but you never know.
But it's going to be going to Team Liquid, so I can imagine they're going to be picking the CT side here on Mirage, obviously the favoured side typically. But again, you talked about this. Obviously, these maps have we've started to see a little more balance, at least in recent performance, and a lot more T-side rounds have been gathered. But at least with a Mirage, it's only slightly just CT-sided.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's that battle of middle is always going to be the thing, right? A lot of teams go for that on the T side, but also the CT side. It's a matter of who does it better, who has the better timings, who has the better chemistry amongst the players. Taking mid control, what kind of pace are you going to have, especially on the T side? Are you going to go on full control, like straight away, or are you going to play it slower? A lot of options to choose from.
Yeah, and as well, this is actually the first offline event with Pimp on the Liquid roster, so that's going to be fun to see, of course. Interesting to see what we can do. What Pimp will at least show up in this matchup. So I'm very excited to see that. And once the team's ready up, we will be going into the pistol, obviously with Liquid on that CT side as well. Hopefully, shouldn't be too long.
Players are getting told off. Sorry, Simple, you're not allowed to be #CSGod.
We all know it's true. We all know it's true. Yeah, Pimp removing some eyes.
Okay.
Well, no, adding some eyes.
It's trolling time now, is it?
But here we go. Ready into the game. And once they're confirmed, we'll be going back into it. So actually, the winner of this going to face, if I'm correct, the winner of the previous matchup. So SK is going to be the mighty champions. And I mean, if we see Liquid win this one, they're going to be getting a bit of a flashback, a bit of a triggering, of course, after their last matchup at the Cologne finals.
Well, a long ways ahead from claiming this map here. I mean, Liquid they've definitely been struggling. There's no way going around it. They've had a tough time so far.
It's probably, you know, safe to say with both these teams having a bit of an issue recently, it's going to be who's the better of the two worst. You know, who's the better of the two evils, because neither of these teams have been extremely consistent as you know they usually have been in the past. But obviously, you know, with these lineup changes, it's going to be creating some internal issues, not internal issues, but some play issues, of course, with switch ups and roles and etc.
Well. No, we're actually getting into the game.
Finally.
This is what we were all been waiting for. We're finally here. NaVi versus Liquid on Mirage. We have Liquid on the CT side. Kiko with a nice clutch here in the knife round to give his team the opportunity to choose CT side. NaVi, they've made Edward into the raid boss. Has taken out an armor. They have 3 smokes to play with, so that implies a wall of smokes coming in from NaVi here.
Yeah.
I'll be isolating jungle connector stairs from the rest of the bomb side.
Yeah, interesting. And they will be going for the smokes over. Elite already backing off towards the CT spawn to maybe play for the retake here, as Nitro is still deep on the site with his kit as well. Maybe going to throw out his counter smoke, but we will start seeing this charge on towards the A site from NaVi here, so just pushing right in. But Elite, that's going to be 2 bullets and 2 headshots to follow. Seized will refrag back out on towards Nitro, but it's going to be a 3v4 here, and Team Liquid only just favored as NaVi. They attempt to get this bomb down, but Simple's going to be taking the fight. Very tagged up in the process, but he doesn't have a USP for that headshot potential with Elite. Third of the round finds the head of Simple, and now it's going to be a nice fight coming out from JDM as well to finish things off. What a round for Team Liquid, only losing Nitro deep in the site, and NaVi not even able to get the bomb plant down despite having the wall of smokes.
Yeah, the idea from NaVi was to push CT spawn, smoke off jungle, stairs, and connector, and then just push all the way to CT spawn, try to pressure the CTs, but Elish, similar stuff to NaFly, just stopping that push single-handedly. The second kill especially was really nice from him, and that's going to be Liquid picking up that pistol round. And not even a bomb plant from NaVi to play with here. They are pretty much forcing into this. Just Flamey that doesn't have an armor. Instead of he's bought a smoke to partner up with his Deagle. The rest of them have pretty much everything else. Pistols and armors to play with.
Yeah. And Simple, already with the bomb going to be pushing up a bit into B-apps here, but he doesn't want to peek this angle, of course, and not only exposing the bomb, but also potentially dropping it if Team Liquid find the drop on him. And Edward, he's going to be probing out towards mid for some information, but there's JDM there back off with the scout, so it could be a dangerous situation if he does go for that fight. Going to highly favour the Team Liquid side with these weapons. But obviously a very SMG-based buy as well to note from Liquid. They are, you know, hedging their bets to pick up this round.
Outlays UMPs, you know, armor penetration is pretty good on the UMP, so it can work. Just NaVi right now waiting for the right moment to explode into this B bomb site, it seems like. And here comes the flash. Hiko's not going to go into it, though. Instead, he's in the prime position to stop it. He gets the first kill on the Simple, but then gets denied by seized.
Yeah, now there's Pimp over towards Short. He has to step up, but he's got the split over from Edward. Will be able to take him down, but Seized actually finding the trade as well as JDM picks up a scout kill. Nay going to go deep into the site, but it's not going to be able to deny the bomb plant there as Seized finally gets it down, and Guardian being able to deke out JDM. Now it's looking a little more bright for NaVi, but Lee's just going to be the man to shut that down, blow out the flame, and leave just Guardian here with 3 HP over in apartment. The bomb is planted for him, but it is going to be a 2v1, so one of them can just stick this defuse while the other takes the fight, and that will be exactly what's happening. Elite getting the kill and getting the defuse here for Team Liquid, but it is a very costly round for them. Losing 3 players, you know, only 1 rifle player, and I'm sure Nitro may be able to pick up a rifle as well, but no, he's just going to be pushing it towards Short. So still a round in the bag for Team Liquid, but it's going to come with a price, and they will have to go for the rebuy here as NaVi go into their most likely eco.
Yeah, well, they definitely will. But this gives him the opportunity to get an op in the following round and the possibility of buying some smokes into this one to enable them to possibly get a bomb plant. And as we can see right now, they have a lot of grenades to work with, actually, a lot more than I was expecting. They have smoke on everyone, actually, a Molotov and a couple of flashes, too. So this is like a full-on execute towards this A bomb side with one goal in mind, to get that bomb down give themselves a bit of extra cash to buy comfortably in the following round.
Yeah, investing into this so it can help them in the long term. And meanwhile, Nitro, he's pushed all the way up in Palace, so things could get a little bit spicy here for Team Liquid as they have found this flank already on. He's going to be able to spot out those players, drops the first, Edward goes down, tries to follow up, but these players are just trying to silence him. Finally, Seized will do so, and Elite on the meantime going to be dropping Flamey over towards the A site, but the smokes have already been thrown out, and they can't commit to the site because they've lost these players, and they haven't been able to at least take advantage of the initial smokes going down, so they're very late on this.
Yeah, exactly. That just pretty much nullifies the potential for a bomb plant here for NaVi, so it's going to be a bunch of money just thrown out the window for them with Nitro making that push. And it works out great. Now things will slow down. There's the UMP in C's hands right now, but that's pretty much all they have along with those 2 flashes, so it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a really tough one to get a bomb plant.
Yeah, and with 2 players over towards the A site, them just filing out of apps here with the bombs still probably won't go in their favour because we do have JDM with the pistol up close and personal, as well as the Liege towards the back of the site and CT with the M4, so being able to take their long-range engagement. And it's unlikely they'll be able to get a bomb plant because pretty much every bomb plant position on the A site is going to be covered from a Liege and CT spawn, aside from a couple, but you know, they're probably going to go for the safer bomb plants, which their Liege can punish. And now we will see JDM trying to hold things down as they start to make their initial push outside of the apartments, but Liege getting their first Guardian, trace it out from long range there, but JDM just going to be holding the line to allow his team to rotate in, but Seized meanwhile going to be splitting in through connector, finds JDM, and now suddenly it's looking a little bit better for NaVi. Bomb goes down as well.
Yeah, no kit for either of the 2 Liquid members, but they have the armors and the M4 to play with, so they are definitely the ones favored here, but Seized position could be the curveball for Liquid, and here comes him. He gets the kill, and now it's all down to Hiko.
Yeah, 1v2. Molotov towards the back of the site, but Guardian's just playing around that default box, and now Hiko, he has to hit this shot. He knows who he's up against there, and Guardian playing very up close and personal, allowing to trade out his teammate, will be able to drop him, and that's going to be it. NaVi, I don't know what happened there. Nate's shaking his head. I'm agreeing with him. A 1-2 scoreline. I'm so confused.
That was very confusing indeed. I mean, there was no way in hell that they were supposed to win that round, and somehow they did. Well, just again, one of those things, and that means that Liquid, well, they do get a buy, but it's going to be compromised. On the other hand, NaVi, a lot of cash, everything they could wish for. It's going to be a 2-1 scoreline.
Yeah, and now we are going to see this aggression over towards mid. Elige going to be taking that first fight, finds Edward, and only receives 30 damage as well. So he will be getting away with his life there as JDM supports from short as well. So this mid aggression from NaVi could go punished very early on in the round, but obviously winning off an eco is going to allow Guardian to go for this AWP. So this is where things get dangerous. Obviously being the primary AWPer here for NaVi, maybe a man to watch out here for Liquid, of course, but let's see how it turns out as they do send the bomb back in towards the T spawn here with a couple of players. So maybe a late A split with Guardian joining them, I can imagine. And also obviously C splitting in through connector as he did in the previous round on that eco with the UMP. But we are going to just see how it works out as they send their players back towards T spawn. Very late with the bomb though.
Yeah, they actually dropped down the bomb all the way in T spawn. And they're sending 3 towards there. And not really sure what they're trying to do. I guess they're going to a bomb site, which is ceased being here in connector. Is he going to be the one to just initiate? I think he's just going through the smoke. No, he's not. He's just waiting for an opportunity. Unleashed, though.
Oh my God.
He's going to get wrecked by Seized. But Nitro with a nice trade kill.
But now they know that they're pushing towards the A side with this connector split. It's going to be made very apparent here for the Liquid side, but it's too late because NaVi found this entry. Flamey drops the only player over towards A, and that's going to be Nitro going down. Pimp as well gets eliminated by Simple. Nice headshot there, and now the bomb will make its way towards the site. Should be the plant coming in here for the T side and Liquid. They're going to have 2 players remaining. Hiko with a pistol, and JDM coming in from the CT spawn needs to find this first kill to put it back into a 2v2 situation, but it's not even going to happen because Hiko gets eliminated over towards connector, and JDM is just going to be absolutely screwed there by Guardian. Headshot comes in through the edge of the box, and another round for NaVi. So a 2-2, and Liquid, they are going to be going into their first eco here.
NaVi going for mid control. They lose the first man right away, but eventually they'll send 3 towards A from T spawn. And Seized in connector. He gets a nice kill on the leash, and that kind of wraps the whole situation. NaVi just then plows into the bomb site, and they get the kills they needed to. They get the bomb down, and then Simple getting the final nail in the coffin, you could say.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be safe here for Liquid.
Yeah, only one P250 brought up into this one, and everyone else is going to be on default pistols here, so not really expecting too much from Liquid, and you know, it should just be a very easy cleanup from NaVi as well as Edward keeping management of the economy going for that Mach 10, so should just be able to spray down these armless players here. won't be too much of an issue here for Na'Vi. And they are playing things very slowly. I hope not to see them, turn into at least Optic on their buy rounds. Against the anti-ecos in the previous matchup, just playing very, very slowly on their T side and not able to get any map control.
Yeah, well, on Mirage, both, especially A bomb side, you can really utilize Molotovs. We see there's 2 of them for Na'Vi right now that they could use, Molotoving on Shadow and Sandwich, for example. Make it less or more comfortable for yourself to just commit to a bomb site using the smokes effectively as well. But instead, it seems like they're going to be gathering up here in B, while they have 2 in middle right now. So it's going to be a B split coming in.
Yeah, and Hiko is going to be the only man to defend. There's Pimp over towards Shore, but he's going to be a little more detached from the site as we see this push from Na'Vi. They're making it very, very clear with the Molotovs, not hiding anything here because they are only up against pistols and Flamey. He's going to try and jump out that window. Eventually, his teammate will do it instead, so he's jumping right in, gets that first kill. Flamey follows up from the edge of the balcony as well, and this will just be an easy peasy cleanup here from Na'Vi. 1 player remaining, Elige, the only player investing into this round, and he will just be going for the exits outside of CT spawn as Na'Vi. They get the bomb down and secure 3rd in the round.
Well, the same concept used for the B-bomb side. Molotoving the plateau and Molotoving car, and then just going in there, making sure you have your body system on point, making sure that you're always going to have that 2-on-1 advantage going in your favor. And so far, a clean round from Na'Vi. With only Elige left here, trying to get some extra kills, but not really sure he's going to get much out of this.
He does hear these players over in window, though, spotting out Edward, but he's only going to get a Mac 10 for his trouble, so not the best kind of weapon to deal with. And Simple, he walks out. Why are you doing that? There's no need to chase down a Mac 10 player. There's just no need. It's giving away too much money for only the cost of $300. And Elige's going to be able to save an 8K, and that's going to be pretty detrimental. But Simple just wanting to take the fight. Won't go in his favor, but Na'Vi, again, still pick up the round. So it's not going to be an issue here for the T side, obviously. And Liquid will be going into their buy once again.
That's where Stars is probably not happy looking at that. He's gonna go back after the game and show that clip 100 times as simple. Never do this again.
Especially through that kind of angle, you sneak in really slowly and you get completely exposed.
They're just asking for trouble. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna have a buy here for Liquid as Elige gets the first kill right away. What a nice shot there in middle. Edward going down, but last time around, Na'Vi was in a similar situation. They still managed to capitalize. They still managed to win a round. So. Still, it's not all lost for when it comes to Na'Vi in this situation.
Yeah, they still have Guardian on the York, though, who can be a game changer here for this T side. And sending Simple just straight out of the A site finds JDM there with a headshot onto CT spawn, and that's going to be the 1 player dropped here from the Na'Vi side, or from the Liquid side. So now Na'Vi equalized it back into a 4v4, and Flamey with an aggressive position. He needs to watch out. But what? Okay, Nitro not clearing the angle, goes down. I'm not sure why he didn't think of checking that, but it's not going to matter because Elige is still on the back lines here, able to support his dead teammates. Does find one. Flamey's going to go down as he tries to cross towards the site, but there's still plenty more to deal with. Peeks out again, but Simple trades. And now it's going to be a 2v3. Bomb control going to be making its way towards the site. There's Pimp to deal with, but not for long because Guardian just eliminates him, and Hiko coming in from the B site is going to be very, very far off.
Interesting place there for Na'Vi for sure. Just sending individual players to the bomb side to make things work. First was Simple. That was Flamey, and now it's going to be all down to Hiko in a 1-on-2. He is the master of clutches, but he's playing against Guardian and Simple. It's definitely not going to be an easy task.
Yeah, a real dynamic duo here for the Na'Vi side, and going to be throwing out his fake flash there as he goes to the beat. Guardian going to be taking the fight, of course, but not going to be tagged down too heavily, only down to 36 and just hiding at the back of the site. No real reason to commit to this one. You can see Na'Vi playing a lot more safe in this round. The double peek comes in, but Simple finds a headshot regardless, and Na'Vi, they take a 4-2, a safe round from them. And obviously Liquid, once again, we've seen it before, we'll see it again. Eco.
Yeah, like I said, not really your usual T-side kind of play so far from Na'Vi. A lot of individual efforts, basically. Simple just going out of Palace gets the kill, and then Flamey coming out of A-slope gets the kill. Those kind of plays. That's working out in their favor.
Very aim reliant, yeah. And I'm not sure if you caught that on the scoreboard, but Elige is actually going 12-3 right now.
He's having the NaVi experience.
Yeah, he knows exactly what it's like. The utter stomp, but not able to turn it into rounds, of course. And now Na'Vi, they are going to have this SMG on Flamey just to pick up a little more bank here for this T side. He is going to be heading over towards A.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good weapon to have for scouting purposes. And Nitro with the deagle, though. That's a Juan, if I've ever seen one. Pretty solid.
Yeah. Gonna give something for Liquid at least, but they aren't going to be able to pick up the gun as it is over towards top mid, and they don't know where Na'Vi are. But now Na'Vi making their position known as they push in towards the A site. There's still these rotations coming in from Liquid, pushing 2 towards CT. That is going to be JDM and Hiko, and we do have Nitro over towards Connector again to try and pick up another nice deeg. But the smoke coming down from Na'Vi is going to deny Liquid the opportunity to get back into the site for the time being.
Sees gets a kill on the B bomb set as well. Flamey chimes into the action before Hiko and JDM come on A. And now, as we can see, the bomb is actually going to be making its way towards this B bomb site. With still 45 on the clock. That's plenty for NaVi standards. So they may as well just go all the way around. CT spawn to A, but instead it's going to be Seized getting the kill on a Hiko.
Yeah, another round in the bag, only an anti-eco, but made it a bit more costly here. Team Liquid able to find 3 kills with a very low investment round, but again, NaVi, despite losing a lot of players, they are able to take it. But that's going to give Liquid a little more money to work with. They have the AWP, and actually they have 2 of them. Pimp and JDM both going to be picking them up, as well as plenty of utility here for the Liquid side. So a full buy coming in just to challenge NaVi's.
Now let's see how they utilize this AWP. As JDM is going to be staying in the CT spawn, and Pimp is going to be boosted up here into B plat, actually, it seems like. And Guardian already made his way through Palace, and he's getting some peaks on this A bomb side. But in the meanwhile, Liquid pushing in B apps to get some information. Hiko's being sent here into the kitchen area, but in the meanwhile, Guardian with a pick on A bomb side. So both teams basically scouting out the map. It's going to be the NaVi team now coming out on top in this occasion.
Yeah, 4v5 just favouring them as Guardian drops 1 in Palace, and we are just going to see Liquid trying to resort to a bit of aggression over in mid. That is going to be a lead. Flash comes in, but it should go away before Edward finds a fight, and he will just on the edge and gets a kill as well. A lead going down, another man advantage from NaVi and Team Liquid with no buddy system, at least to trade this one out. They are going to be highly unfavoured.
Yeah, yeah, not a great fan of situations like that where there's just one single CT with no possibility of a refrag. And now it's going to be Liquid just going down 1 by 1. I mean, you got to give credit for Liquid at least doing things. They are changing their game plan a little bit here and there. They're trying to make pushes and double ops and whatnot, but it's just NaVi winning all the A battles. They're getting the openings. And even when Liquid has had the manpower 5-on-4, for example, still NaVi's been the one to prevail eventually.
Yeah, while Hiko may find a consolation frag, it's still going to be going in the favour of NaVi, and hopefully they don't move all their players off the bomb site. They have, okay, new phase, but no Ninja Diffuse coming out from Liquid this time. They are just going to be saving their rifles over towards the B site. And I love this setup from NaVi here. They've got every single angle possibly just held here on this diagonal setup, not allowing Liquid to exit this B site, and maybe chasing them down in the last few seconds as well. They can afford it with their economy being at an all-time high on this T side. And Hiko is going to be spraying them down, finds one, Pimp as well, but Guardian will be able to drop him. Pimp finds a second, but it's still going to be a save coming out from these 2 AWPers here.
Yeah, NaVi just grinding Liquid apart right now. It was kind of, I guess, unfortunate in a sense where Liquid was sending 2 in B apps. They were trying to scout out some information, play more aggressive, and Guardian then goes into A Palace and then gets a kill on A bomb side, and then just falls apart for Liquid 1 by 1. And now, as we can see, it's going to be Liquid taking out Pause, trying to cool things off a little bit. Just a bit of a mental reset in this situation where it's definitely been a struggle so far. I mean, it's very frustrating to lose rounds like that where you're just getting picked 1 by 1. The timings are working perfectly for NaVi, and even when you've had the advantage in the early rounds, when someone like Elise is just coming middle in the window and gets a nice headshot, you have a 5-on-4, you still lose those kind of rounds. It becomes really frustrating.
Yeah, definitely. And, Paul's going to be maybe benefiting Liquid here in the long run, but of course their money not looking too great here. They could, they could force something up, but I wouldn't really recommend it in this situation. Maybe just 1 more eco. But the loss bonus obviously being at a maximum will allow them a very heavy buy in the next round.
Yeah, they do have the ops, so, there's always that slim chance that you just force into it, or you just upgrade pistols and get some armors going. And rightfully, it's going to be JDM with that AWP, and it is going to be a force buy from them based off of the fact that they have an op, that they are 2-6 down right now. So they're looking into trying to change up the pace here.
Yeah, the MP7 allowing Nitro to buy up a little bit more in terms of dropping as well. And, not too bad from Liquid, but still it's going to favour NaVi, of course, and Elite spraying off towards middle does do some good early damage onto Edward there, as Flamey does just spot out that player pushing up in towards the ladder room, as well as we can just see a fast push on towards the A site, or at least an attempted one from Flame. He gets taken down from JDM, and Guardian and Simple going to be able to open things up over towards ramp. 2 kills for them, and now it's a 4v3. Once again, NaVi favoured as Liquid. They have no players deep in towards the site. We do have a lead here, managing to find 1 here, and putting it back into a 3-on-3, so no man advantage here. And finally, they're going to capitalise on that initial kill. Pimp drops Seized, and Edward and Guardian both tagged up are going to have to come back from this deficit.
Edward just missing that window of opportunity there with Bimp going all the way up in middle. was NaVi going for the fast mid control, going towards connector, having 2 in a slope, and basically once the kills started to happen, they had 2 up, just running up a slope, trying to react to the situation. Pimp though with a nice kill, and now it's all down to Edward in a 1-on-3. So finally Liquid finding something here.
Potential to split into towards the B bomb site though, because there are no CTs holding that one down. I don't think they've even realised where he is at this point, because otherwise surely they'd just be playing B, or maybe they're just allowing him to get this plant down and then just go for the 3-on-1 retake. But no kits left on their side, so again, dangerous territory that they're moving into. But Edward, he should be getting this clear B site, but I think it will take him a lot of time because he's not expecting Liquid to stack A here.
Yeah, 37 HP though for him, but still has plenty of grenades to work with, and he's only just about to realize that this bomb site is actually clear.
I think Team Liquid have realised too. You can see Elige already departing the site, and he will be joined by Hiko and Pimp, who are going to finally make their way over towards A, but Edward still not fully aware of this stack over towards the A site. Will finally reposition towards the back of Van, and here's where the retake comes in for Liquid.
Yeah, it's still going to be tough for Edward. This positioning right now is definitely not something I would favor myself in a 1-on-3 with 37 HP.
Yeah. They are just going to be charging in, though. He does have the Molotov for the bomb, but instead just going to take the fight, and Elige will be favoured in that one. Kill goes to Team Liquid again, and a 3-6 scoreline, so nothing shown their way Edward in that clutch. But again, a really hard situation to be in. Yeah,
definitely is. I mean, you kind of, in those situations, when you're in a 1-on-3, you kind of have to try and force an aggressive play. You sort of obviously have to get lucky in a sense where you'll get like a spray down of 2 players and make it into a 1-on-1, or somehow you make it into 3 individual 1-on-1s, but that usually doesn't happen unless your opponent is very uncoordinated. So I don't think he really had much to do from that position with that HP as well. So
yeah. And the double AWP actually out here for Liquid, so we've got Pimp and JDM once again going to be picking that up. We do still have Guardian riding high on the good T-side economy for the time being, but Smoke going to go out into window just to prohibit Elige from taking that fight down mid, and then they following up, just putting him down to half HP as you see NaVi once again establish their default here. They've got to play in underpass as well as a top mid control, and they're just holding the exit of B-apps as Hiko gets aggressive.
I can see Liquid just reacting to the fact that NaVi's been sending people out just a slope a lot of the times. They're playing 2 up close that ramp and just letting go of middle right now. They have 2 B-apps as well. Once again, now it's going to be Pimp getting the first pick onto Simple. So that setup they had previously is working out great this time around for Liquid.
But I'm not sure if they actually spotted dropping the bomb on Simple there. We've seen no real rotation. As I say that though, Elige is pushing back in towards middle here. So, you know, maybe slightly realizing that NaVi wanted to set up for maybe a late B take, or of course they could have moved that bomb to underpass and gone towards A still. And let's see how they at least take this one with a man down. The Smoke going to be prohibiting them from pushing into B apps, but they amassed a good army here to make this invasion back in towards B, and Hiko's just going to be holding off alone. The back off from Pimp is he's moved himself back all the way towards the balcony, just holding on towards short, as Hiko is going to be the only one to hold down the apartments. But meanwhile, NaVi, they're going to be charging towards A.
Yeah, and Edward, he gets that nice kill on to Elige, and that's going to make that A defense very fragile right now. But as I say that, though, JDM's going to be ready. He's going to get a kill. Ooh. Doesn't make it 2. Edward's going to get that trade. And now it's a 3-on-3.
But no
Nitro
time.
Still. He's going to be here in A slope, and if he can, you know, get the bomb planter before the bomb comes down, that could be huge. But instead, he decides to just wait it out. It's going to be Hiko with the kill.
Yeah, but he still has the element of surprise. I'm not going to be expecting him to flame. He just eliminates him with that headshot. Does receive a dink, though, so he's down to 12 HP, and suddenly things are looking a little more doable for Team Liquid. A kit as well on Hiko, so they have a little more time to work with as well. But this half-plant situation with NaVi, both pushed over towards ramp. Well, apart from Flamey back in towards the under balcony area, and Pimpy is going to be pushing in, spots out that first player, but Hiko finds a frag instead. Now Edward has to clutch out this 1v2. Low HP on Hiko, finds the first, and there's still Pimp to deal with. Molly goes out on the bomb, but Pimp, he's just going to be taking this fight. There's no time left for the defuse, and Edward, he's just going to be chasing him down. Does go down, but Pimp, he hasn't got time for this one, and it will just be going to NaVi, a 7-3 scoreline as the bomb just explodes.
Yeah, well, that's frustrating for Liquid for sure. I mean, again, now they're going to be in that Counter-Strike nightmare. They won a round and they lose the one after, so their money is going to be in Blender. Elige in the worst situation right now, sitting at 1.7k. So the rest of them, they can get away with 1 save. So that's the situation they're sitting at. Again, Liquid definitely had everything going for them until the very late stages of the round, where Edward got the kill onto Elige in window. And then the situation got really dire on that A-bomb side. JDM gets another kill, but then doesn't manage to connect on another one. And it becomes problematic for Liquid.
Yeah, and they will only invest a couple of pistols into this, so no utility, no armor, no kit, nothing really, and Na'Vi, on the other hand, they're going to be buying up this UMP as well. So actually, I like this from Flamey. He's not gone for the Mac 10, which can be a little more problematic against full buying enemies. So if Na'Vi are expecting Liquid to force things up, they've got Flamey, who's still going to be useful on this UMP. That's obviously got good armor penetration, but is also excellent at destroying armorless players. So a really versatile gun.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people, you can see, especially decides, a lot of players use it as a weapon of choice if they don't have a lot of money, if they need the equipment. Although it's going to be opening things up for his side. So they're still a man down.
Ooh.
JDM solo on HP. He's going to get bombarded. He goes down. Flamey gets the kill in the end.
Nitro is going to be alone in the apartments here. Maybe able to catch out a player as he creates a distraction towards middle, but he doesn't find anything. Only one for his troubles. Goes down eventually, and now Nitro over towards the A site. This could be good if he doesn't peek. If he allows him to move this bomb over towards the site, he could drop it and grab himself an AWP to play with as well. But Na'Vi, they're going to be clearing this site very efficiently here. Nitro's just waiting for the time to strike. And oh, that's so unlucky. Guardian planting on the other side of the site there. Simple peeks him out, but Flamey comes in through the CT spawn to finish things off. And Na'Vi, an 8-3, a pretty dominant T-half so far. And, you know, we're not even done. 4 more rounds, sorry, left of it.
Yeah, I mean,
3.
the last time we saw Na'Vi, Mirage LAN, it's actually pretty similar stories in the sense where T side is was where they were playing well, but CT side was where they were struggling. So let's see how things work out. Definitely been a great half for them. You can't deny that for sure. And it's been a lot of aim battles. They've been dictating plays. They've been making the pace in a sense where it favors them a lot of times. Guardian very close from spotting Nitro, is just playing on the edge of the smoke right now. Little does he know there's 2 Na'Vi players right in front of him. And a pop flash could be pretty right now, but obviously we have way more information than they do.
Yeah, Liege not choosing to go for that, instead just holding Palace very up close and personal. But again, this could be dangerous here for Na'Vi because they haven't really realised this. And if this smoke dissipates in time, well, Guardian may be caught out. Meanwhile, JDM finds the first flash comes through. Nitro sprays, he gets 2 through the smoke there. Guardian going to be dropped. Fully unaware of that situation, and while Simple may have made his way out on towards the site, Pimp is going to be fully aware of that, and he pushes in just as Simple turns around as well, takes that fight, favours Pimp, and Simple goes down, leaving just seized over towards middle here. So a 1v4, plenty of time, and the bomb as well, but the utility is going to be pretty dire on his side. He has a couple of lethal nades here, but by and large, it should be going to Liquid unless they massively over-peak and commit to too many silly gunfights, which I don't imagine they'll be doing.
Yeah, it should be close to impossible for Seized. In this kind of situation, he's literally surrounded right now in the map. He's in the middle of all those CTs. He's maybe trying to get some kills if he gets lucky. The worst case, just save his weapon, but instead it's going to be Pimp getting a kill. And now Na'Vi takes a pause, a tactical pause at that too. I mean, this is similar to what NIP did against G2 in the Solid Ladder final. Cash, they were up. I think they were up like 9-0, and they lost 3 in a row. They took a timeout, and then they ended up winning out the whole half. Yeah, 12-3. So I like it. You know, you have multiple timeouts, you may as well just use them. Cool down a little bit, you know, things like that. Why not? Even though if you just only lost 1.
Yeah, and especially with this money situation as well, they've probably got to decide what's going to be best for them in the long term. Because while they do have a couple of players who are able to buy, and obviously rifles being cheap on the T side is going to be a factor as well, as not having to buy kits and Molotovs being cheaper, it's a lot easier to buy. But we still got 2 players on 3K here. And
also, when you have these multiple timeouts, if this coach spots something, you know, you can just call it, take a timeout. I want to discuss about something. You know, you can show that, you know, discuss about certain thing he feels like you can exploit and stuff like that. But now, Liquid finally making it work towards that A slope, playing aggressively. Nitro getting those kills, really stopping Na'Vi at their tracks early on before they could really make a lot of impact on that A bomb side. Na'Vi so far, it's been a lot of just aim battles. It's been them just deciding when to push and then having the right timing, making it uncomfortable for the CTs. As you can see on the scoreboard, it's definitely been working out so far.
Yeah, and obviously going for this buy here, going to be very utility limited on that T side, whereas Team Liquid, they've gone the whole 9 yards. They've got all the nades they can hope for. As we see Na'Vi just go for a really fast-paced push. We haven't seen this from them. Already 2 players finding their way inside the connector, and a lead. He has to hold this one off, but the CT side sprays down 1, but Edward's going to be able to trade out. Meanwhile, Na'Vi has split 2 players up towards ramp, so this is going to be the full commitment towards A. Smoke going down in CT, but Nitro, he gets the information just before he gets blinded there, and Flash going over as well. He's not going to commit to the peak, though, as the bomb makes its way towards the site. A very open plant is going to allow Na'Vi some great after plant situations here.
Yeah, that was a fast A split from Na'Vi, working out great. They traded off into 4-4, get the bomb down as well, Pimp down to 6 HP too. So in a very good situation, as you can see right now in the minimap, their positioning is very favorable too. All of Liquid coming from CT spawn, for the retake.
Yeah, this interesting. Could work out, but two players going to be sub 10 HP there, and C's just going to wall bang out the first. Simple as well follows up, but JDM and Pimp or Padua here going to be trying to pick things up. Does manage to land a couple of kills, but Pimp's now going to suddenly be alone. Edward over towards that jungle area, and he's not even going to go for it. Just has to completely back off towards CT spawn. Should get away with this gun as well, but Edward is going to finally survive, allowing the round 1 HP to go to NaVi. 9-4 there.
Yeah, not a great fan of coming through just one single position together. I mean, you're 4 alive. You at least have to have one player coming from a different angle, because they just got picked apart there. You gotta make it uncomfortable for the T's. If you're coming from a one choke point, then if someone spots them all, then you know it's gonna be so easy for the T's to hold them off.
Especially with those smokes down on the site, allowing NaVi to just pick up these kills and no trades coming out from Liquid. They could just, run their way around the edge of the smokes, keep themselves out of the sights of these CTs, and it worked out very well for them. And of course, Liquid on the back foot here. They are going to be on this pistol force up. We do have the AWP as well saved, but the scout on Pimp, the mag 7 on Hiko. We've got a real humble jumble buy, the charity shot buy coming inside, let's call it here, from Liquid. And NaVi, now the tides have turned. They're going to be on the full rifles, and they've got plenty of utility to bat.
Yeah, NaVi taking their sweet time still. JDM, though, he's in the right spot with that op right now. He's going to get the kill on the Seast as well. Decides to fall back, but still keeps an angle. He wants to get some information, and he wants to know if an attack is coming to come in. But instead, NaVi retreats. They'll have one boosted in window. It's going to be simple, but he's got Elise there, and he gets the kill. Takes an AK-47 with it.
I don't know. Guardian not able to trade in that situation thanks to the pressure put on by JDM, of course, and now NaVi losing that second player over in window is going to mean they're really on a deficit now, because rifles have been picked up here on the CT side.
And yeah, there's not anything. There's no smokes to play with, just one single Molotov. So it's going to come down to aim battles, and Pimp with his with the scout rather in his position. But Edward is going to get a pick, and that's going to possibly just change this situation on its head. The second kill going the way of NaVi too, and that's going to be that A bomb site lost. Bomb going down, 3-on-3 retake, and no defuse kit for the CTs.
Yeah, and obviously, this is going to mean that time is of the essence here for Liquid. They have to hurry up and go for this push, but they're taking their sweet time. Flamey gets caught out though by a Legion. He's going to try and follow up onto this player deep in the open, and that is going to be Guardian trying to land his shots, but he's not going to be able to. A Legion finds a second, and now it was looking like a great round for NaVi. Is going to be brought back to shambles here as Liquid. They take control of the site. The defuse coming in. He can stop this. He won't be able to. A Legion tags him down, finds his third kill of the round, and once again, Team Liquid, they take it 5-9, coming off the bat of NaVi's pause.
Yeah, at least obviously big impact there, getting those kills, and kind of unlucky for the T that was on the right side of connector, not paying attention enough towards the connector, letting Elish come up and letting him get those 2 crucial kills to make it a 3-on-1 advantage for Liquid, and that's going to be the 5th round here for them. And now a double op once again, and NaVi's money is down the bin.
Yeah, just Tech 9s and the AK, as well as the Deagle on Simple, as they just go for a really fast short split here. Eli's going to have to get the reload, and he's not going to be able to catch him out as they push him towards a short angle there. But Pimp able to pick up that first kill, backs off as well, and allows his teammates to try and support him over from the apartments, and Flamey just pushing his way up and towards the ladder in there, but the smoke, not prime there. So we do see a 4 versus 5, but Guardian just going to push right up. Pimp just flicks back ground for the kill, though, and Hiko holding off into the apartments here. Drops seized, turns around for Flamey, but Simple's going to come back in with the 1D. Tries to take more, but Lige going to be the man to deny it as just. And Liquid, they are going to be taking their 6th round, but NaVi still, you can't take it away from them. A really, really dominant T-side half.
Yeah, and frustrating one of that for Liquid for sure. I mean, when you can't string rounds together like they couldn't, it just becomes very hard. Your economy is going to be really low all the time, and as we know in the CTs, you need a lot of grenades. Obviously, the firepower of the AWP is something you need as well. For NaVi's part, I mean, they just won a lot of main battles. They managed to put themselves in an opportunity situation, in positions where they could just put the CTs in an uncomfortable situation, basically. Guardian getting picks from A Palace, then pushing towards B, and then he had Simple, Flamey coming from A Slope. Just all over the place, really.
Yeah, and here are the highlights, obviously, of the half we can see just on your screen with this epic battle music as well. And we will be starting the second half very shortly as well. But
I don't think we really saw a lot of, we didn't see any execute plays, really, which is a lot of sort of defaults, you could say. Going middle and then just pushing someone out of a palace and sending someone out of a slope. and going for playing contact plays, basically playing off of the picks that they were getting and reacting to them accordingly. So really nice from NaVi and making it tough for CT side. But now, as I said last time around against Tyloo, NaVi had a lot of struggles on the CT side of Mirage. So let's see what Liquid can give us here.
Yeah, but Seized is going to be coming into contact with a full barrage of players here, holding off and towards the back of the balcony here. Nade goes in, that could be perfect. It's not going to hit anything, though, as he waits for the team to push right in, but Simple going to get the first blood of the half here as he drops the Liege as well. JDM trying to follow up, he does do so, and Pimp as well going to be the man to shine here for the Team Liquid team as they take control of the site, but Guardian's still going to be deep inside of their back lines here, trying to drop these players. Edward will be able to find one from shore, but Nitro and Hiko yet to get this bomb down here as they just wait for NaVi to get aggressive, and Edward might be walking right into the shot of Hiko here. Doesn't go down though, and Edward's going to be able to land that shot. Flamey finishing things off, and NaVi 10 rounds on the board, and a very aggressive round for them on that CT side, just pushing right into the site.
Yeah, well, solid job from the two CTs in the bomb side, just staying alive as long as they did to let the rotation come in, and the main key factor being that Liquid never got the plant the bomb to set an end to that round, that 40-second marker for the round to end, and therefore the turn's tied. The tide's turned.
The tides have turned, yeah.
The other way around, where Liquid were the one with a lot of struggle. Obviously, then in a 2-on-3 situation, it's definitely not going their way.
Yeah, and not getting the bomb down, but they're not going to go for the force. We've seen this a lot recently as well, with a lot of teams on T side often not getting the bomb down, just invest in some pistols, and that allows them to not only do one or two things, invest a little bit more as well into the third round, so not going for the full Glock eco, where you likely won't see anything from them, but also if they want to full eco the third round, go for the more utility-based buy on their actual first buy round. So there's a lot of potential to do different things when you don't invest in a full Tech 9 armor rush like Liquid are doing. And
well, you can always rely on the Eagles to come into play.
Yeah.
That's going to be Nitro with the first one on the Guardian. Still very slow from Liquid. And, well, they're not going to be still able to buy in the following round, even like if they lose this one, because they've invested into this.
Yeah, and a very, very passive hold here from the NaVi side. Nothing aggressive, which is what I like to see. There's no real reason to take any fights that they don't need to. And we will just be waiting for this push up towards A ramp, because Liquid, they're going to be sending 3 players as well as a split through connector on Liege. And really no control of the site from NaVi. We do have Edward here over in the window, but he's going to be holding the wrong angle. If Liege pushes right into this one, it could be perfect, but Edward, no, not going to turn around. Liege just tags him down. That's going to be the first 2 picks in the favor of Liquid side, and they will be able to take control of the A site. But oh, Flamey just gets smacked in the face by Nitro. Got a haircut there, and what is happening? Just Deegs every single day.
Yeah, but it seems to be a thing, right? Had to be some kind of a communication error from NaVi for that kill to happen on Edward. I mean, no way that should have ever happened, really. You know, if the coach was allowed to talk, I'm sure he would have probably said that, you know, watch out for connector. Simple. What's going on? 3 1-taps with the USP, because why not? And now it is a 1-on-2. No kit for him though. So still, this round is going to go the way of Liquid, but those were some shots from Mr. Simple.
Oh my God, what? That's not how you afterplant Team Liquid, but
you can't really account for those kind of shots from Simple. Or, well, I guess you could in a sense, but you know what I mean. Look at this.
Absolutely classic. There we go. But the round's still going to Liquid, which is what's important, of course. 7-10. NaVi, they are going to be going for the investment into this one. They've got some pistols and armor as well, but saving a little bit of money on Simple and Guardian there, just to maybe go for the AWP later on in the half. As
that's the scary aspect of this NaVi team. I mean, the double op they can have on Mirage CT side is just kind of a scary kind of a prospect.
Both of them absolute masters of their craft, and we will just see Liquid just silencing these few armor bought players on the NaVi side. Nothing too special here. Edward will be able to get himself a Deegan. We know how dangerous they've been so far, and he is going to be alone as his teammate falls. Seized going down, and Edward's stuck over towards window as he was in the previous round, but this time Liege eliminating once again. And Team Liquid, they're going to be able to take 8, so keeping things alive here for the T side.
Yep, and they have 4 alive through that round, so that's always great for their economy, and they now know that there's going to be another save round coming in from NaVi with the guns that NaVi had in that one. JDM is going to stay on that UMP. loving the UMP life.
Yeah, obviously $600 a kill. That's a good paycheck there, and we will just see a fast mid-control round from Liquid. But the same from NaVi as they push 2 players very aggressively up, and also this window control in the hands of both Simple and Flamey, that is, yeah. And they will just get eliminated one by one. Simple running away. It doesn't want to join his teammates in the graveyard, and we will see just Liquid once again eliminating another round, probably flawlessly here, as I don't imagine Simple will be able to do too much. They know where he is now, and we will just see the pre-fire. JDM finishing things off. JDW, I know. I joke. I just saw a running, jumping UMP player, and that's what made me think of JW.
Yeah, running, ramping, anything.
Yeah.
Well, Guardian on the op. Simple's not going to pick up an op. Let's see what NaVi has in store for their CT side and how Liquid can challenge that. JDM does pick up an op as well, so op on op battle. There's a potential for that right now.
Yeah, this is exactly the same setup as we saw in the previous match. So obviously the underdogs, I guess you could argue Team Liquid are underdogs, but not as much. You know, being on this first buy round of the second half on a 9-10 scoreline. I think it was 10-10 in the previous match. But obviously if Team Liquid pick this one up, they're going to be in the running to do, you know, a good bit of damage to not only NaVi's economy in the upcoming rounds, but also take a good lead as well, because NaVi will have to eco if they lose this one, but only once, because the loss bonus is going to be favouring them a little more.
I saw Liquid also playing things slow. JDM just probing towards that B bomb site. See if any CTs are going to be pushing. Doesn't find anything, so instead they decide to go towards middle. We have Edward here in connector. He's trying to get the early information. If anyone's coming through underpass, as we can see right now, there's going to be 2 Liquid members coming in. One with an op, one with an AK-47.
Yeah, and Edward may be here to hold down the line as we see Team Liquid start to throw a couple of smokes into connector, trying to force him back, but he's just going to commit to the peek here, and if this smoke dissipates and JW stands in, I did it again, JDM stands in the open, he could get taken down, much like he did. Edward able to push in and find him as well, but he doesn't realise the flank's coming out again. Maybe a communication error for NaVi, because now he goes push his way out towards the A site, and he's going to be able to get himself an early kill there from the Palace, but no control from NaVi, so we see a 4v4 emerge.
This should be really good for Liquid right now. Pimp is in window, is going to cut off. He can cut off the rotation as they're committing to the A-bomb. So it's just going to come down to the guys on the A-bombs. And Flamey here. And also Guardian down into the spawn to make the kills happen. Flamey gets 1. Guardian gets 1 more. Make it 2. So that prospect I was talking about is long gone now. Pimp is going to have to do it all in a 1-on-3.
Flamey stepping up for his team, allowing, you know, to cut off that first kill as well. Guardian picking up 3. Good round for NaVi once again, and just keeping it alive despite, you know, maybe a bit of communication error early on in the round with Hiko catching out Edward. But we are still going to see an 11-9, so just favouring NaVi. Liquid have the money to go for the buy, so they will still have the AWP on JDM, not JW, and the AKs as well. But NaVi, they are going to be buying up their AWP.
I mean, there is a V there.
Yeah, you can give it to me. If M upside down is a W, kind of, yeah, we'll justify it, won't we?
Fair enough. Now mid control from Liquid coming in, sending 3 here mid. Nitro waiting for that smoke, or throwing that smoke towards outside connector, but it's going to be Guardian to pick things up once again with the first kill. Early 5-on-4 advantage for NaVi. And they're going for a lot more mid aggression here on the CT side.
Yeah, Liquid not able to find their first entry into the round, but they will be going for the pop flash into connector. Pimp may be challenging that one, but Edward just going to be holding back with the lethal nades. Molotov and HE going in. This time he's going to watch his back, though. Hiko's not going to be getting the better of him now from the Palace. As Elige, he makes his way up towards... Oh, yeah, you never know. But makes his way up towards short as well. We have 2 players with the bomb. And pushing into this ladder room, Edward may be ready for this. He's just waiting for the mid boost. But again, he's got his sights set on the ladder as well. And Team Liquid, I mean, if they move this player in T-spawn back in towards B-apps, they could go for a B-split up towards short, because NaVi aren't playing any control over towards mid.
Yeah, right now what they're trying to do is they're boosting up Nitro on these boxes. But as you can see, Ceased is kind of ready for this. He's not going to be able to make much out of it. Here comes the commitment from Liquid. Elige with the first kill, and now Cease is going to try to trade. He gets 1, but he should be in a world of trouble right now, but he's not somehow. It's going to be a Molotov kill coming in. Pimp going down, and now it's a 4-on-2 favoring NaVi.
Yeah, Nitro over towards short, really detached from his teammate as well, and Hiko will just get cleaned up in apartments. So we are just going to see NaVi again, another slaughtered round. And I was, you know, getting a bit confused on their setup there until I saw Seized holding the angle over towards short. So I was like, you know, they're just allowing this mid to be split. They're just completely allowing it. And usually, if you get a rush in through apps as well as through short, it's quite dangerous for the CT side to hold on to it. But actually, you know, the setup from Seized able to get that information towards short, and obviously a nice hold from NaVi, not allowing Team Liquid to get their foot in the door. And we will see the pause called out here on this CT side, on this T side, sorry, is, you know, Liquid have realised that they're at a bit of a deficit, losing the last 2.
Yeah, and their economy is looking like they will have to go with probably purchasing some smokes and trying to get a bomb planning in this round. Not much more they can invest into it. There's no point on going full investment in a 12-9 scoreline. You can always let it go to a 13. Still got some rounds to play with. But now the pause is being called. So we're going to go back alive here. Now he's starting to stabilize a little bit with a couple rounds in a row. That's our Liquid's run of 3 rounds.
Yeah, and I mean, another round most likely going to be in the bag here for NaVi as we see Liquid on this low buy. They've got a couple of Tech 9s and some smokes for the A site, as well as some armor on Elige and Pimp. But by and large, it's looking far better for NaVi in this situation. They've still got the Open Guardian, they've got the full nades and full rifles, as well as 3 kits, which is really more than enough. And it seems like Liquid, they want to set up for an A take.
Yeah, exactly what I was implying before this round started. Try to get that bomb plant with the smokes, but Flamey in a prime position right now, and with 2, actually, there's going to be 4 CTs right here right now. This A bomb plant, and Molotov is going to stop that push from coming in. A pop flash comes in. No one actually gets blinded. Now, I think it's going to be a bit of a blender here. A meat grinder, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Liquid becoming grinded meat.
Yeah, fodder to the, you know, grinded meat. That would also work, you know.
Liquid grinded meat, why not?
Yeah, yeah. I guess that works. A nice analogy there. But it's like shooting fish in the barrel here for NaVi. A 13-9, but now we see the danger. Liquid are going for their buy, and we do have the AWP as well on JDM, as well as the 4 nades and rifles. So a decent buy coming up from the North American side. But again, if they lose this one, it's probably going to be GG, because then NaVi will have, you know, the anti-eco, get themselves up to 15, or at least if Liquid force into this one. Again, it's just going to be a whole multitude of things that can go wrong here for the T side, and unless they pick up this one. So let's see how it works out for them.
Well, now they're looking like they're going for a set strat here. Smokes are coming in momentarily. They're going to be Molotoving sandwich. They're just going to be waiting out that Molotov that just was thrown in front of a slope. They'll spoke off connector, stairs, jungle, Molotov sandwich area, and then commit to the bomb site.
Yeah, and here comes the push. Flamey's going to be situated back towards the CT spawn as well. Flashbang goes in. He could commit to the peak there, and Elige's going to be full white, but he doesn't actually find the shot onto him. Edward as well, crossing in from the stairs, finds one. Guardian as well, drops Nitro, and it's going to be a 3v5 already on the retake here for NaVi. Bahiko, good position here, but he doesn't realize there's one coming towards short. Spots out seized, but he's got to worry because Guardian's just set up with the orb, misses the shot, and he's going to go for the repeak to land it, and that will finish with the round again for NaVi. A 14-9, and Liquid do get the bomb down, so they will have a little more money to work with combined with the loss bonus. So actually, it's not going to be an eco for them. They will be able to force up to stop, or at least attempt to stop NaVi from securing their match point.
Yeah, that was a set strat for A execute where the plant was going towards connector. Hiko being there in middle. He was going to be the one to try and clutch the round for them. As another pause is coming in from Liquid, I guess they're going to be using another.
Is that their 4th?
Timeout. It's either 3rd or 4th.
I mean, yeah, it's their last possible chance to use it anyway, because if they start to lose rounds, it's going to be over. You know, 2 more rounds for NaVi, and that's the game. So,
yep, there it is. Confirmed tactical pause from Liquid. Yes, like you said, it makes sense for them. I think it's the last one as well. I think it's the 4th one already.
Yeah.
And it makes sense for them. So in that previous round, what they did, A execute, get the bomb down, get it planted towards connector so Hiko can be in middle and try to be the one to clutch it out in the end if need be. But the numbers don't favor them. NaVi manages to get the kills before anything gets even remotely close to being a round towards Liquid. And NaVi is sitting at pretty right now, 14. Plenty of money in the bank on the other side. Liquid, 2 Galils, 3 AK-47s. Still quite a bit of utility, so there's opportunities, different ones they can choose from. It seems like they're going to go for mid control. But Edward has some plans here. Playing casually here.
I like this angle, but the thing is the smoke is just cutting off the view of these T's as they start to push out. But there we go, the jump comes in. They will spot him out there, so they know where he is, and he's going to just go for the full spray down. Not able to connect too much, puts Nitro down to 40, but Lee just catches him out as he tries to push back towards short. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, but Flamey instead going to be taking the fight from connector. Meanwhile, Guardian does the damage to drop Nitro. Finish off for Edward, couldn't, and it's back into a 4-on-4 here for NaVi as Liquid again aggress towards middle. Simple. Yes, Simple does.
Simple things.
Yeah. 2 kills there. And again, a 2 versus 4 here as NaVi. They should just be able to mop up these last final players, and that's going to be it. Pretty much GG, I think you can call it at this point. A 15-9, Liquid really with no money, no bomb down. Max loss bonus, of course, but it's only going to be 3.4k combined with whatever they saved from the previous round, which isn't a lot.
Yeah, it's Tech-9 armor, grenades, or AK-47 armor, no grenades. I'm guessing it's going to be a mixture of those two. Some gills in there too as well. But still, they can do a set piece towards the B-bomb side maybe. A faster play towards there. At least they're sending a lot of players towards that bomb side right now. 4 out of 5. Nitro just trying to fake mid control, going for a B short play right away, but he's going to get down by Guardian right now. Simple gets blinded. Doesn't connect on that shot.
And there, the push comes in. JDM actually gets an entry, and Elise will follow up as well. Liquid, they're going to be keeping things alive here for the time being, but Guardian missing a very crucial shot there over towards the apartments as they start to exit on towards the site. Bomb going down as well. JDM and Hiko both extremely tagged up. It's only going to take a gust of wind to blow them out of the server here, and now we are going to see NaVi start to push back in for the retake. Hiko goes down to that Molotov on shore, and Flamey as well follows up with JDM. 2 low players down, but Elise will chime in here to be able to take down Edward, but the dink comes in. He's 8 HP in the meantime, and Guardian pushing in with the pistol there. He only needs to hit a couple of shots off, and there we go. Flamey finds a Legion. That's going to be the loss as well. NaVi, they clutch it out 16-9, and that's going to be the final round. It was looking great for Liquid in that 4 versus 3, but still, NaVi, the experience is going to get the better of them, and they are going to be able to take it. So that's their first match secured.
Yeah, that was 6 rounds in a row for the guys in NaVi there. First losing the round where Liquid bought some deagles. We saw some 6 shots from Liquid guys, and they went on to win 2 more afterwards, but then it was all over. NaVi just prevailed, and they were the ones dictating everything, just all over the map.
Yeah, there we go. And of course, you know, Liquid, a lot of ecos in that round. We saw a lot of upsets, you know, resets of economy as well, which was pretty influential in them losing those rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say the problems or CT side was the issue, and it's like we said, it's really hard to win CT sides when you're not able to string rounds together. You're going to be in a very bad situation with your economy all the time. And that means no ops, that means no grenades, no diffuse kits and whatnot. So, yeah, NaVi just being a superior team in this situation, in this match.
And even fighting off the back foot there from Liquid, because after the first half on the CT side, getting only 6 rounds to 9, and then having to fight back on the, I guess, less favoured side with a 3-round deficit was a bit of an issue for them. I'm not too sure if they took that second pistol. No, NaVi took it.
Yeah, they won the round after with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's it. So a bit of an upset of economy. But still, as you said, NaVi, they are going to be able to take it there. So that's going to be the next matchup concluded, of course. And we will have one more coming up, or not one more, we have plenty more, but another one coming up in just a few minutes. That is going to be Sponge and, Chad and Uber coming back to cast that
one.
one.
We can call him Sponge still.
Yeah, I know.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, there we go. I think he likes Chad more now, but
Australia mates.
Yeah, the Australian duo. So they'll be coming back for the next matchup. Obviously, going to be in a few more minutes. We'll be back in a couple of hours for some more matches ourselves. But until then, of course, have a great evening and enjoy the next 2 matches.